It's almost like a street in the air. Yeah, that's going to go into one of those buildings.
It's a remarkable shot. It was right in the arc, as they say. I'm sure Kohli will be happy if Maharouf can bowl a few more of those.
He hit that so hard, he was just checking after that if the handle and the bat were still joined.
Yeah, smart bit of bowling there by Maharouf, following that ball up with a cutter. He always rolls his hands over the ball, gets the ball to hold into the wicket.
Another good ball. He's done that so often for Sri Lanka in his international career. Wily old fox, Parvez Maharouf.
Gets it nice and full into the block hole.
Oh, that's up in the air, but that's going to fall safe again. First bounce, fielder makes a bit of a mess. It's going to be just another extra run conceded, and Maharouf not happy. Gets away with just 2. They need a good over here from the captain to make up for Rambukwela's 21-run first over.
There's a captain recognizing that they have to be disciplined, and that did not best please the skipper. The fielding has to be on point if they have any chance of progressing towards that win they really need in this comp.
That's well placed, that's well placed there. Didn't really try to do too much there, Sayanwala. Just in the gap and picked up maximum.
But that was just pure timing. Gets himself in a strong position, just check drives it. That wouldn't have gone any higher than 5 feet off the ground.
That's gone very, very high. 2 contrasting sixes for Farhan Sayanwala. And the end of the over went a little pear-shaped for Parvez Maharouf, and an identical over to that of Rambukwela. 21 from the first 2 overs, making it 42.
Yeah, South Africa looking pretty strong there. With the media covering the competition. Hard at work, taking in the surroundings.
Yeah, lots of long lenses out there. Ashwell Prince looking on. The photographers almost got taken out yesterday. So they're going to keep a close eye out, not just on the photographs, but for their own health. That's another maximum. It's a slow, loopy delivery from Angelo Pereira, helped along by Jerry and Kolo.
Yeah, that was a smart shot there by Nkolo. Gets down on his knees and bang! That's enough of it to make sure it goes all the way.
Well done, Parvez. Oh, bit of respect from Pereira. Come on, sir, he says.
I think Pereira's pleased with that, and I can see why. He felt that the batsman walked right across his stumps to the offside, and the ball shouldn't really been given a wide.
The initial movement, he was going for the Hublot, gets a boundary. I guess that was a bit of a harsh call for a wide there, because he saw the batsman move, he pushed it wider. You're not supposed to bowl it in his arc, are you? Doing this easily so far. South Africa haven't lost a wicket yet. was well within his reach.
Wow, a towering six over wide mid-on. Just nearly got the Hublot sign. 260th Virgin Atlantic six.
How close was that? I think that's the closest we've had in the tournament so far. Oh, just to the left of the sign there. And I know they're conscious of it. They asked about it just before this match. Only six. Only six, we say. 69 at the end of three. Massive overs as one of the batsmen has to retire, Sayanbala.
That was a smart shot, nearly getting the Hublot sign. He really, really waits for it and then follows up with another six. Hit 5 sixes in his 33, so he's had to retire.
So if Sri Lanka were to go on to win this, and they don't look favourites right now, they jump to 4 points, and Hong Kong come down to 5th place. Keep an eye on the net run rate there as well. Bangladesh are playing next, their chance to get to 6 points. Australia only on 2. Big game for Australia coming up against Bangladesh to try and sneak to 4 points. We could have a whole host of teams on 4 by the time we're finished. So net run rate will be very, very important. That's going to just crawl to the boundary from Jerry and Kolo, and he simply has to walk back after having got his score in excess of 31. Troy will walk out.
Yes, a very smart innings there by Jerry and Kolo. 34, just only 13 balls. So South Africa are ramping home. Equation now is 23 runs required of just 10 balls.
They look favourites to win, and if they do go on to win, I think the equations will be very simple for numbers 1 and 2. Pakistan right on top, South Africa will be second, and everyone else will be playing catch up to see who gets into that cup in 3rd and 4th. This could be a possible wicket if the wicketkeeper makes his way around. He does. Smartly done. And Adams falls first ball. He's done some damage in this tournament so far, but not today. Could there still be a sniff for Sri Lanka? Rajapakse takes the catch. First bowler for Frisco Adams. Every day is not Sunday, mate. No, today is Sunday. Take that back.
Yeah, it's the end of Adams. Shame, really, because I think he's a promising cricketer. And in walks the captain, Aubrey Swanepoel.
I reckon he had left it to the rest of his batsmen. He was just relaxing, having a chat with his coach. And he has to come on and finish the job. That is high. The bowler gets under it. 2 wickets and 2 balls. Solomon's on a hat-trick.
Well, it's interesting tactics here by South Africa. They didn't need to go for the big hits as yet. They timed the ball away. There are plenty of gaps. If you pick up 4s, even if you take 20 runs off the last over, still weighted heavily in the batsman's favour.
The captain on strike to try and prevent the first hat-trick of the 2017 Hong Kong Sixers. Here we go. That's been hit high, but it eludes the fielder for 4. It's still been an excellent over from Solomon's. 2 for 9. What an over. Game on.
Yeah, smartly played that by the captain, recognising the deep mid-on fielder was a little bit wider. Just manages to get the full face of the bat. Beats it with that little bit of power.
Look at the equation. Ashwell Prince. Not sure you can make out the emotions behind those sunglasses. But I think he might be just a little bit worried because they looked as if they were walking to this victory. And now 18 of 6 with Jeevan Mendes bowling.
Yes, Jeevan Mendes. Don't think he had the best of days with the ball yesterday, so I still think South Africa will fancy their chances of winning this game. And not to forget, they've still got 2 guys back at the hut who retired, so it'll be all encouraging signs that Sayur Bokwe needs to be swinging hard.
That's going to be 4 of them, 14 of 5. That's an equation that always favours the batting side in this format of the game. In fact, 14 of 5 really favours you if you've got wickets in hand in any format of the game. They need a wicket here. That's not good. That is short from Jeevan Mendes. That's been dispatched. All the build-up we had to this final over.
Well, that will put a smile on Ashwell Prince's face. A long up here by Jeevan Mendes.
He's just giving it away. Look at Swanepoel. I was a little worried, I think, at the start of the over. But now they've put it beyond doubt. And that's it. Yes, boy. Ashwell Prince, congratulations all around. South Africa stay in second place with that victory. They've been very, very good in this tournament so far. Other than those 2 wickets and 2 balls in the 4th over of their run chase, just a little hiccup. But they finished it with a few balls to spare in South Africa.
You can hear the players celebrating. You can see what it means to them. It might be the Hong Kong Sixers, but I tell you, when you're playing for your country, you want to make sure you come out on top. Very happy, the South Africans.
Yeah, they needed 18 of the final over, so the bowling side still had a shout, a sniff. But Sayur Bokwe put it beyond doubt. 18 of 4 deliveries, that's all he needed to finish the game. Swanepoel, the 1 boundary of the penultimate over. And Kolo and Sanwala played beautifully, set up the platform, which Adams and Corne Dry didn't take advantage of. But no damage done. South Africa through. They will get into second place just behind Pakistan. Solomon's 2 for 9, but after those 3 big overs, they were never going to be able to defend 95. South Africa winning by 4 wickets. Sri Lanka winning the toss, deciding to bat first, 95 for 4. It's never really looking like going to be enough, and it wasn't. It was Sayur Bokwe who hit the winning runs. He's been one of the stars for South Africa today, and he's down pitch side, pads on with Kathy.
Stitch, great win by South Africa. You boys seem pretty pleased with that one.
Yes, we're pretty pleased. We really wanted to get into the finals, and we've done it. It was a good bowling effort from the guys, and we topped it off with the bat.
Pretty good efforts out in the field, especially from your captain.
Yes, he bowled really well. Backed up by some great fielding. That's what we aspire ourselves in, great fielding.
And what about yourself? Been enjoying it here in Hong Kong?
Yeah, lovely place to be here, especially when it's Halloween night. But it was really awesome trip here.
And what have you made of Kowloon Cricket Club?
Oh, beautiful ground. I've never been here before. It looks very nice. Good.
And what do you think you guys will be hoping to really improve on next game?
Next game, we just want to cut out on the wides and the extras. I think they cost us because it's 2 runs a wide and a no ball. So we really want to cut out on that, and then hopefully it goes our way.
Now, I have to ask you before, I'm not sure if our cameras caught it, but you were a bit of a different warm-up routine today. You guys were having a bit of a dance.
Oh, that was moves from last night. Jay was just showing us what he was doing last night. Nothing much.
It must have worked, though. Will we see it again?
Maybe, you never know.
But good luck for the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Lovely stuff, Kathy, there. Well, I think Sabokwe giving his hand away a little bit. We know where the South Africans were last night. They were celebrating Halloween, but today it was a horror story for Sri Lanka as they romped home in style, chasing the 96 runs with some big hits. Yes, a bit of a stutter in the middle, but they just put the masks on and finished it off in the end. Well done, Samila Sabokwe. Well done, Aubrey Schwanepol and the South Africans, who are now virtually through to the semi-finals of the main cup. But they're going to be in second place, Pakistan in first. Lots of teams still playing to see who's going to be in third and fourth and who they're going to push down into the plate. Australia-Bangladesh will be one key contest to try and determine that. But it was the South Africans, the proud men from the Rainbow Nation in green and gold, who finished things off there. The winning runs from Somila Sabokwe. Boys from the Rainbow Nation are all set to go, and that is the rivalry there. Look at that, the South African support and the Sri Lankan support.
About both the factors, momentum and condition. Yes, absolutely. Because on a bright sunny day, maybe you'd, they know that
it's going to be a dynamic points table that's going to keep changing. We've seen Pakistan register a victory, so they've got 4 out of 4. But how about Hong Kong? They've sneaked into 4th place with that victory there. The Kiwi is still hanging there on 4 points, so it's going to be exciting to see if anyone can nudge into the cup and anyone else can be pushed into the plate. Sri Lanka winning the toss, deciding to bat first. Parvez Maharouf had no hesitation, wanted to put a big score on the board. He's seen the trend today, it's been 100 plus scores. Hong Kong have put it on, Pakistan have put one on. And Sri Lanka had just eased their way into this tournament. Their first match, they almost didn't turn up. Now suddenly they look like a team in contention. Sri Lanka batting first. Trying to go a little too hard that very first ball. Disappointed in their lineup that they've left out Tilakratne Sampat, the brother of Tilakratne Dilshan. I was so looking forward to a few scoops from him. Not been in the best of form yesterday, unlike these two gentlemen. Rajapakse has played so well yesterday, as is Angelo Pereira. Just like that, very close to their supporters, actually almost into their hands. Nice way to start. Virgin Atlantic keeps flying high, 248.
Just glorious. Picks it up, very nonchalant there by the batsman.
Perfect word to describe that, nonchalant. We've seen a few Sri Lankan cricketers over the years who time the ball well. They don't really look as if they're hitting it too hard. Ball's disappeared. Just like that, that's a repeat. That wasn't the previous delivery, that's a new one.
Yes, and again, a towering 6 over deep square leg. Yet again, Rajapakse carrying on from where he left off yesterday. Wow.
Is that Oh my God, that's another outstanding catch. That is absolutely fantastic. I asked Aubrey Swanipol at the toss about their fielding, and he said when we put the green and gold on, it's just something that comes naturally, and he's done it again.
That's pretty incredible. That is a special catch. Just have a look at the fielder there. Keeps his eye all the way onto the ball, and the captain leading by example.
And the reaction exactly the same as the spectacular catch he took yesterday. He takes it, just passes it to his fielder as if they're just fielding in tandem. But no, he's taken a catch. No real celebration, no exuberance. Just to say that that's what we do in our sleep. We're good fielders. Jeevan Mendes walks in. 2 men on North now. Rajapakse started well, but he's gone. What was that from Angelo Pereira?
Wow, smart bit of footwork. That's just being innovative by Angelo Pereira. Doesn't try to overhit it. Let's have a look here. Watches it onto the bat. Knows exactly where he wants to hit it.
Just a little dink, a bunt. Gotta find new words to describe some of these shots. This time it's more traditional. Walks down, shimmies down. Big shot for 6 to finish. A big over for Sri Lanka. 25 runs, 3 maximums, bringing up the tally for Virgin Atlantic to 250.
That's just pure power. Let's have a look. Bang. See ya.
Oh wait, that tells a story. We finished off last night having just crossed the 200 mark. And we've just about started this morning. We're at 250. Cornet Droy. Big man. He's had a mixed bag. He started off well and went for a few in the next game. Jeevan Mendes on strike for the first time. You've been saying that so often. You don't really need to hit the ball so hard. Rajapakse was a great example. He just 2 flicks off the hip. They were into the stands.
Ball.
Troy not impressed. But yes, very much outside the white line. Just has a quiet chat with the umpire. Good comeback from South Africa. First the wicket and then these 2. Excellent delivery. Excellent delivery.
Yeah, Pereira trying to put the pressure back onto the bowler. Trying to be that much more innovative.
As Mendes learned his lesson, he went so hard at the first ball. And he does it again. It's a no ball. Possibly height from the rules of the game, he says, Cornet Droy as he walks back. And that very unique Afrikaans accent. He won't be happy.
Dear oh dear. The keeper having a bit of a nightmare there with the bounce. Looks like a slower ball, and it just there dies on him. I don't think Cornet Droy would be too impressed with that bit of footwork by the keeper.
Now, after all that drama, we're only halfway through this over. Just the 3 deliveries. It's been an excellent over so far. Can the second half be as good? South Africa need to come back. Sri Lanka have started well. Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. That was very, very close. Couldn't see it.
Well, I'm not sure what's happened here. Swanepoel, the captain, in my view, probably the best fielder in the tournament, has probably dropped a sitter by his standards.
That's been guided into the keeper's hands. That was easier said than done. Angelo Pereira, it's almost catching practice. We see it in the morning. Either a member of the coaching staff or one of the batters just goes out there and eases it to the slips and to the keepers. It's exactly like that. Here you go.
Yeah, remarkable shot by Pereira. I'm guessing he was trying to get the ball down third man, but just only managing it to guide the ball straight into the keeper's gloves. Anyway, he's gone. And we've got Andy Solomons striding to the wicket.
Yeah, Andy Solomons has taken the place of Tirakratne Sampat in this team. A little grumpy this morning is Korne Dry. Gave his captain a earful, and you can be sure if Swanepoel drops a catch, there's got to be a good reason for it. He just didn't pick it up. Straight into the hospital.
Freedy, the sensational fast bowler. Back again, Stephen Smith and David Warner. Josh Hazelwood, Mitchell Stark and Adam Zampa will see the resurgence Australia on the world. The power pack, Chris Gale.
They are there or not there.
That is what is the problem with the West Indies.
They've also been going through these administrative issues where cricket board presidents have been replaced, entire selection committees have been sacked, and overnight there's a new captain. So all these things, and that is happening because it's, West Indies is basically a bunch of different island nations playing they should be one of the semi-finalists this time.
All right, so coming back to you, Srijat, talking about openers की बात करते हैं, the match winners and actually the match takers forward, जो कि बिल्कुल हम कह सकते हैं एक रुख बदल देते हैं मैच का.
तो कवर्स वगैरह है उनको बिल्कुल प्रॉपर्ली वहाँ पे लगा दिया गया है। हल्की फुल्की बूंदाबांदी वहाँ पे अभी भी कंटिन्यूसली चल रही है, और जो नेक्स्ट इंस्पेक्शंस है, जो चेक किया जाएगा ग्राउंड को, वो होगा 3:30। तो 3:30 बजे वहाँ पे ग्राउंड चेक किया जाएगा, और देखना ये होगा कि क्या वहाँ पे बारिश वगैरह की सिचुएशंस के बाद जो माहौल है, जो ग्राउंड्स की जो मिट्टी वगैरह है, वो क्या किस टाइप से हैं, क्या गीली है या फिर कहीं खड्डे पड़े हैं, या किस टाइप से वहाँ पे मैच हो पाएगा या नहीं, इसके बारे में इंस्पेक्शन होगा। तो
बारिश की तो थी पहले ही, और ऐसा ही हुआ कि बारिश हुई, और अब उम्मीद
Papa story.
Okay. Alexa, tell us a bedtime story.
Once upon a time.
There is very high percentage, almost what I used to get in school every year, 90% chance of rain coming tomorrow. I just hope there's no drowning tomorrow. We really hope there's a game, because while we joke about it, of course we'd be really upset. All India fans, cricket fans, people who are trudging from all over the world to watch the game would be upset. And what would happen to the points table? Now let's pull that up now and see, just in case there were split points tomorrow. Let's say there is no game, right? बोलना तो शुभ शुभ चाहिए. A lot of people tell me शक्ल अच्छी नहीं है तो बातें तो अच्छी कर लिया करो. But the truth is that it could, and if it does, that means it takes India to 5 points from 3 games and New Zealand to 7 points of 4 games. And that could become really interesting, because there's a lot of split point situation that is happening, odd number points.
I don't think both the teams would mind a washed out game as well.
Yeah.
Just because New Zealand
You're not losing one.
Yeah, New Zealand will stay at number 1. They'll be on 7 points.
Yeah.
India will be on 5 points. They'll go to number 3.
Yeah.
So I don't think from that point anyone will be concerned about the weather too much. Yes, if there is a match and you get 2 points, that's the best way to go forward.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't happen, I don't think any of the team is going to risk the injury factor. Because if the conditions outfield is not proper to play cricket on, or there is a risk, even the slight risk involved of injuries, I'm sure both the teams will want to go little cautious with the game.
Yeah, you would want to, especially after the Shikhar Dhawan injury. And first up, I just think, amazing. The guy had a broken thumb and still went on to score 100. Let's talk to the batsman in the house here. I'm guessing that sort of every appendage and every limb is important when you're batting.
वेस्ट इंडीज से अब हम लौटते हैं भारत और न्यूजीलैंड के मुकाबले पर। भारत और न्यूजीलैंड दो ऐसी अहम टीमें जो कि इस पॉइंट्स टेबल में अपने टॉप पर पहुंचने के लिए लगातार संघर्ष कर रही हैं। 2 मैचेस भारत ने खेले हैं, भारत ने दोनों मैचेस जीते हैं और न्यूजीलैंड ने 3 मैच खेले हैं और तीनों जीते हैं। अगर न्यूजीलैंड और भारत का वर्ल्ड कप में आप हिसाब देखें,
first-hand first-hand information of the conditions that exist in England, and they went to New Zealand and had the better of New Zealand in the one-day tournament in New Zealand itself. They defeated New Zealand 4-1 in the one-day series, and because of that, I suppose India's confidence in taking on New Zealand in conditions similar to that would be pretty high. So despite New Zealand's imposing record against India in World Cup matches and in England in particular, I still would hold India as the favourites considering their recent form. Sanjay?
बहुत अच्छा फॉर्म है भारत का, जबरदस्त फॉर्म है। और जिस तरह से भारत की बैटिंग, और सिर्फ बैटिंग ही क्यों, अगर आप भारतीय को देखें तो लंबे समय और जितना वेरिएशन बुमराह के पास है वो सचमुच लाजवाब है। भारत के पास 3 ऐसे बॉलर्स हैं जिनका ओडीआई करियर में जो इकोनॉमी है वो 5 से नीचे है, 5 और 5 से नीचे है। तो ओडीआई में, एक दिवसीय क्रिकेट में अगर आप इस तरह की इकोनॉमी मेंटेन कर सकते हैं तो ये सचमुच लाजवाब है। तो सिर्फ बल्लेबाजी नहीं, बॉलिंग में भी भारत का कोई जवाब नहीं है।
When it comes to pace, probably New Zealand have a little advantage because they have a little more depth in the pace attack. Of course, the Indian pace attack is also pretty formidable. But when it comes to spin, India definitely have the edge. Both Yuzvendra, Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav, not only do they keep the runs down, they are capable of running through the middle order as well. And that gives India an added dimension when it comes to the attack. New Zealand have only Shankar or maybe Sodhi, none of them capable of running through a side like Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav have proved themselves to be, and maybe on the field very little to separate the two of them. So all in all, a head-on collision between 2 unbeaten teams in this tournament. And apart from the teams, I also see 2 key battles happening, battles within battles or matches within matches. One would be between Kane Williamson and Virat Kohli, the 2 captains, both of them the leading batsmen in the world. Another between Trent Boult and Bumrah.
आईसीसी क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप 2019 प्रायोजक स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण मंत्रालय भारत सरकार और उपभोक्ता मामले विभाग भारत सरकार। जागो ग्राहक जागो।
आधुनिक और आसान होते जा रहे हैं परिवार नियोजन के साधन, जैसे नया एमपीए इंजेक्शन। परिवार नियोजन से जुड़ी किसी भी जानकारी के लिए फोन करें टोल फ्री नंबर 1800-116-555 पर या लॉग ऑन करें हम2.nhp.gov.in पर। जोड़ी जिम्मेदार जो प्लान करे परिवार।
स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण मंत्रालय भारत सरकार द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
अरे क्या हुआ अनाज
इंस्पेक्शन होगा विकेट का कि विकेट खेलने के लायक है या नहीं है, तो 1 घंटे का डिले तो निश्चित तौर पर हो गया है। सुपर सॉपर्स हम देख रहे हैं, उस मैदान के ऊपर लगातार आउटफील्ड को सुखाने की कोशिश की जा रही है। 1 घंटे का ऑलरेडी डिले हो चुका है। अगर 4 बजे इंस्पेक्शन होगा और उसके बाद टॉस होगा तो 4:30 बजे के आसपास इस खेल के शुरू होने की संभावना है। तो 1.5 घंटे का डिले शायद ओवर कर्टेल ना करें, क्योंकि एक क्वेश्चन होता है 1 घंटे का शुरुआत में, और लंच के टाइम को थोड़ा सा कम करके हो सकता है कि ओवर कर्टेल ना हो। लेकिन इसके बाद अगर ये मुकाबला थोड़ा सा और पीछे गया तो मुझे लगता है कि ओवर जरूर कटेंगे। और आप जानते हैं कि 4.2 मिनट्स पर ओवर के हिसाब से ओवर्स डिडक्ट होते हैं, और ऐसे में एक कितने ओवर्स डिडक्ट होंगे, वो समय कितना जाया होता है, उस हिसाब से निर्भर करेगा कि कितने ओवर्स कुल मिलाकर के डिडक्ट हुए हैं।
The good news is that probably it has stopped raining out there at Trent Bridge, but the conditions are not appropriate for starting the play at the moment. The umpires will be inspecting an hour later. They'll be going there exactly at 4 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And at that point of time, the umpires will take a call whether a full match could be played, whether the match would be started exactly at that time itself, or when exactly can the match be started, how many overs would be curtailed. All that we will know when the umpires get onto the field for yet another inspection. But for the moment, that decision is that we'll have to wait till 4 p.m. Indian Standard Time to know about the latest position. So a little disappointment for all the cricket lovers, especially those in India. Sanjay?
निराशा, भले ही वहां पर बारिश हो रही हो, बादलों ने घेर रखा हो, लेकिन यहां भारतीय क्रिकेट प्रेमियों को निराशा ने घेर रखा है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं, क्योंकि सबको उम्मीद थी। और विकेट पर अच्छा खासा पानी दिखाई दे रहा, खासतौर से आउटफील्ड में जो पानी दिखाई दे रहा है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शायद अभी इस मुकाबले को शुरू होने में वक्त लग सकता है, क्योंकि आप इस तरह की इतनी वेट आउटफील्ड के साथ खेल नहीं सकते हैं। प्लेयर्स की इंजरी से लेकर के तमाम चीजें आईसीसी और अंपायर्स के दिमाग में होती हैं, तो ऐसे में प्लेबल कंडीशंस जब तक उस मैदान पर नहीं हो जाती, देखिए कुछ स्पॉट्स ऐसे हैं जहां पर ज्यादा पानी दिखाई दे रहा है और सुपर सॉपर वहां पर काम कर रहा है, उसे सुखाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, लेकिन कितनी कामयाबी मिलेगी और कब तक कामयाबी मिलेगी, ये कह पाना बड़ा मुश्किल है।
Trent Bridge is known for its superb drainage facilities. Super Sopper is already out there trying to dry up those puddles of water which have come up at various points in the field. And considering the experience of the groundsmen in England to deal with such conditions, generally this is nothing new for the English groundsmen. This happens quite often in the English county season, and generally they get the play underway. So I am pretty sanguine and optimistic that if we don't have further rains now, play should get underway in say an hour's time from now. And as Sanjay, you were pointing out that it is quite possible, since we have got floodlights in this ground, it is quite possible to have a full 50-over match even from now on if it doesn't rain anymore. But if it rains and the start is further delayed, or we have intermittent showers due to which you have disruptions, then the match will certainly be truncated. And one of the problems when we have with this kind is that the team that bats first, not only will they have to contend with some uncertainty regarding the number of overs, the outfield will be very heavy. So batsmen will not get value for the shots. They won't get boundaries when they play those crisp shots because the outfield will be very heavy. At the same time, the fieldsmen also may not be able to tear after the ball as they would on a dry outfield. And the ball will also probably be wet, so the spinners will also have problems. So, lot to think about in matches like this, Sanjay.
अगर आउटफील्ड गीली होगी, हैवी होगी, जैसा कि आपने कहा, तो बल्लेबाजों के लिए तो थोड़ा सा परेशानी होगी ही, लेकिन कहीं ज्यादा परेशानी फील्डर्स के लिए होगी। और मुझे लगता है कि जब तक ये पूरी तरह से इंश्योर्ड ना हो कि मैदान खेलने के लायक है, तब तक अंपायर्स खेलने की इजाजत नहीं देंगे, क्योंकि प्लेयर्स की इंजरी भी एक बड़ा मुद्दा होता है और उसका भी ख्याल रखा जाता है। तो बेताबी सबको है, व्यग्रता सबकी है, सबको ये उम्मीद है कि जल्द से जल्द ये मुकाबला समाप्त हो, क्योंकि शुरू हो और समाप्त भी हो, क्योंकि जिस तरह से भारत ने इससे पहले प्रदर्शन किया है वो सचमुच लाजवाब है। ऑस्ट्रेलिया को इतने आसानी के साथ, कहना होगा कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने फाइट बैक किया था, लेकिन उसके बावजूद कंपैरेटिवली आप देखें तो आसानी के साथ उन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को शिकस्त दी और उससे पहले दक्षिण अफ्रीका को भी शिकस्त दी। दक्षिण अफ्रीका की हालत खराब है, 3 मैचेस वो हार चुके हैं और सेमीफाइनल की दौड़ में अगर उन्हें बने रहना है तो मुझे लगता है कि अब जो क्वेश्चन है वो खत्म हो चुका है और उन्हें तकरीबन हर मैच में जीतने की कोशिश करनी होगी, ज्यादा से ज्यादा पॉइंट्स लाने होंगे, अन्यथा सेमीफाइनल की दौड़ से वो बाहर होते जाएंगे। तो भारत के लिहाज से ये मुकाबला बेहद अहम, न्यूजीलैंड के लिहाज से ये मुकाबला बेहद अहम और देखना ये होगा कि न्यूजीलैंड का ये चौथा मैच। एक और अच्छी बात है कि भारत के जितने भी टफ मैचेस हैं वो शुरुआत में ही हैं। अगर आपने ये मैच निकाल लिए, जैसे आज न्यूजीलैंड के साथ है, उसके बाद 16 तारीख को पाकिस्तान के साथ है, इससे पहले भारत ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ खेल चुका है, दक्षिण अफ्रीका के साथ खेल चुका है, तो भारत को अब अगर बहुत मजबूत टीम आप देखें तो इंग्लैंड के साथ खेलना बाकी होगा इस पाकिस्तान के मुकाबले के बाद। तो ऐसी हालत में भारत का जो टफ पीरियड है वो शुरुआती पीरियड था और वो पीरियड अब काफी हद तक निकल चुकेगा जब तक ये न्यूजीलैंड के खिलाफ ये मुकाबला शुरू होगा।
Exactly, Sanjay. In fact, New Zealand have played the relatively weaker teams first up. They have played against Sri Lanka, who are somewhere out of sorts in this tournament. Then, of course, they got past Afghanistan. That's the other team that they got past. So somewhere, and then Bangladesh was a team which was pipped to the post by New Zealand. So somewhere, New Zealand has had the easier half of the draw first up. But nevertheless, full credit to them for continuing with an unbeaten record, because sometimes the minnows can also upset you. And Sanjay, that's something that no team wants to afford at this point in the tournament, losing to a minnow. Probably South Africa, it has already happened to South Africa. They were upset by Bangladesh, and that's why they find themselves with the back to the wall.
दक्षिण अफ्रीका ने जिस तरह की शुरुआत की है उन्हें चोकर्स कहा जाता है, लेकिन चोकर्स का टैग तो मुकाबलों के आखिर में लगना चाहिए। जब सेमीफाइनल का दौर आए तब चोकर्स की बात होनी चाहिए। इनकी शुरुआत में ही इतनी कमजोर प्रदर्शन रहा है कि इन्होंने 3 मैचेस खेले हैं शुरू में और वो 3 के तीनों मैचेस इन्हें हारने पड़े हैं। और इस समय हमारे साथ ही सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट, सीनियर स्पोर्ट्स जर्नलिस्ट जी राजरमन मौजूद हैं। राजरमन, वेलकम, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार संजय, It's such a pleasure to be on the same broadcast as you.
सौभाग्य हमारा भी कि आप हमारे साथ यहां मौजूद हैं। राजरमन, सबसे बड़ी चीज निराशा
होता है
बहुत ज्यादा। मुझे लगता है कि हमारे जितने सुनने वाले हैं आज सब निराश होंगे, क्योंकि हालांकि थोड़े बहुत कयास थे, लग रहा था कि शायद बारिश होगी, लेकिन बारिश ने शुरुआत में ही जिस तरह से जलवा दिखा दिया तो थोड़ा सा निराशा भारतीय क्रिकेट प्रेमियों को।
बहुत पुराना नर्सरी राइम है, रेन रेन गो अवे लिटिल जॉनी वांट टू प्ले। ये आज बहुत अहम साबित हो रहा है। इट नो लॉन्गर जस्ट फन नर्सरी राइम।
कुमार गिरिधरन भी मौजूद हैं। गिरिधरन, जैसे कि चर्चा चल रही थी कि क्या एक रिजर्व डे हो सकता है, होना चाहिए, अगर हो सकता है तो इतने मैचेस के लिए रिजर्व डे आप कैसे रखेंगे? और जिस दिन तो आपके 2 मैचेस हैं, उस दिन अगर वो दोनों धुल गए तो फिर आप उसका क्या करेंगे?
Probably the scheduling must have happened with lot of thought going. Reserve day, probably these days it has become very difficult considering the number of matches that you have and the present format in which it is being played, where every team plays every other team. So we have semi-final and the final, but for reserve day for league matches looks very difficult considering this format. But then I'd just like to say on a lighter note, Raja, that a lot of places in India are being drought hit. So can we organize a World Cup here and then we'll have all the rain? And at that time nobody will say rain, rain, go away. But apart from that, when it starts pouring the way it is here, what would be the change in the team composition because of the rain?
Oh, first and foremost, I grew up in Hyderabad, Giri, and I remember Moinodala Jabi bhi hota hai. Every time there was Moinodala, there would be rain. So much so that the tournament got called Rainodola tournament. Right?
So, just sorry to interrupt, but incidentally, in those days I used to umpire. So I went for a tournament to umpire in 1998, and one of our statisticians, Mr. Pillai, he used to be a scorer. Both of us were together in that particular tournament. It was 1998, and indeed it was a Rainodola there.
Right, and but on a more serious note, fair question to ask: when a game is shortened, when I'm sure whether it's 35 overs or 40 overs, we don't know yet. But when a game is shortened, I think the captains have the prerogative of changing combinations. They'll have to be smart, because you want players who can hit the ball hard, who can score a few runs, field very well, and then bowl as well. Someone like a Vijay Shankar might gain precedence over Dinesh Karthik. In a 50-over game, maybe Dinesh Karthik would have been ideal, but in a 40-over game or a 35-over game, you might actually want to play Vijay Shankar because he can bowl a few overs as well. New Zealand is also going to try and tonk the ball, so they will want more bowling options. So it will be interesting to see how teams approach a shortened game.
It would be difficult for the spinners to grip the ball. So do we expect spinners to play a lesser role, Jaya?
It is one of the constraints that happens, but I don't think so. We cannot underestimate a spinner's role, because it's a very important part. I mean, if a batsman is playing medium pace from both the ends, the batsman gets very comfortable, so we need to change the rhythm, we need to change the pattern. So I think that's why I wouldn't say that spinners will be of a less importance.
एक अपडेट है कि लोकल टाइम 10:45 के आसपास जो इंस्पेक्शन हुआ है उसमें 45 मिनट का टाइम नेक्स्ट इंस्पेक्शन के लिए डिसाइड किया गया है, यानी कि अब से तकरीबन आधे घंटे बाद फिर इंस्पेक्शन होगा और ये डिसाइड होगा कि मैच कब और कितने बजे से शुरू होने वाला है।
ICC क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप 2019 प्रायोजक स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार और उपभोक्ता मामले विभाग, भारत सरकार। जागो ग्राहक जागो।
डिलीवरी के लिए हॉस्पिटल जा रही हो क्या?
हाँ जी आंटी जी,
सब ठीक होगा।
शादी ब्याह या रेस्तरां में अक्सर देखा होगा लोग प्लेट
Giri. But when he gets going, there's no stopping him. He's had a couple of fairly good starts, not been able to capitalize on it and go big. But someone like him can always explode, and teams will be wary of what Gale can do and how he does it. And all teams will be hoping that Gale will fail against them and score against the others.
And Jaya, you have been a former cricketer yourself. So when you come across an opponent like Gale, who on his day punishes you like anything after going berserk, what happens to the team's morale after that day?
Well, of course, I mean, as an opponent, when you have such a charismatic player in front of you, what as a team captain you can do is, you can try and keep him off strike the most time, and let him face the lesser deliveries, and that's the only way that can upset a stroke player.
And what happens after the match? So you're not able to do it. He has blasted you 100 from just 44 balls. So what happens in the team talk after the match? Do you say that, well, this is one of those days when no one could have stopped Gale, so we didn't do anything wrong? Is that what you would be thinking after the match?
Well, from my perspective, if I'll be, I think first of all, as a player, we know his capability, and that is something, when he is not performing, he is not justifying his talent. So I think that is very much, accepted out of him. But as a opponent, I mean, you can't do much about it after the day, but you can only appreciate the inning.
तो प्लेयर्स के बीच में कुछ झगड़ा वगैरह नहीं होता है रात को जब कि आपने कैच छोड़ दिया और आपकी वजह से उसने सेंचुरी लगा दी, ऐसा नहीं होता है?
Ambrose or Walsh piece of the ground and talk about it. If nothing else, there's a beautiful bookstore just outside the Trent Bridge ground. You go there, browse a few books, and then you can write a whole copy. People love reading what a journalist can churn out. There is readership, so long as it makes sense to people. On a website, for example, you don't have the privilege of having so much time. So you're constantly giving updates, you're constantly writing 500 words and telling little stories so that people are occupied. They know what to expect. And in radio, of course, Giri, you know that we can keep talking for hours on end. Go back in time, go forward. So that's the beautiful thing about radio.
But the thinking has to be done on the feet, and that's what we probably all are doing over here, trying to keep relevant. And Jay, I'll come back to you here. On a match like this, where we would be frequently having interruptions, isn't concentrating, refocusing a challenge for the players?
Yes, of course. It is a challenge. Because when you prepare for a match, the previous night, you make plans, you visualize, and you lot of you do a lot of things, and players like to be, I mean, in that form, in that zone. But when you come across and come to a dressing room and waiting for what will happen, what will not happen, how much the game will be of how many overs, then of course as a batsman, as a bowler, you try to think that what would be the strategy. Then think tank of the team has to think what will be the team strategy, then player strategy. So it's really players lose momentum there, and as a athlete or as a sports person, you always love momentum. That's what sports is all about. So I think it disturbs the whole team and the environment, of course, and spectators environment also.
And who faces a bigger challenge? The bowler, because he might be in a rhythm and suddenly he loses the rhythm because of the interruption, or we have often seen batsmen losing their wickets after a break. So whom does it affect more, actually, in your experience?
I think if a batsman is going all guns blazing and there's been a delay of any sort, batsman doesn't like it because they are in the flow. So I think it's more affect the batsmen than the bowlers, because bowlers have 6 deliveries to bowl and batsmen just have 1 delivery to get out.
What we have often seen is things change immediately after a break, and that is what we have seen both from the bowling side and the batting side. So things are also changing very rapidly in the commentators box as well. And we have 2 more guests at the moment here. Gitanjali Soni is with us. Welcome, Gitanjali, once again.
Thank you so very much.
And we also have Amit Arira here. You heard both of them in the program before the live commentary began. Welcome, Amit.
Thank you very much, Giridharan. Of course, we're still not carrying the happy news that the cricket is starting at Trent Bridge, Nottingham. But in the interim, this is an opportunity for us right here at All India Radio to discuss all other aspects related to sports, because sports teaches us so much, whether it is team camaraderie, whether it is accepting success, failure, fitness, health, physical fitness, mental fitness. There are so many advantages if you associate yourself with sports.
Absolutely. And today we are only looking for the advantage which helps the cricket teams to play well. We are just requesting weather gods to be really, really kind, and we just need our players to come on the field, have a great time. And Raja, not only this, we always talk about how cricketers are going to feel. लेकिन इतने सारे हमारे जो सुनने वाले हैं और काफी देखने वाले भी जो हैं, सब लोग जाते हैं अपनी फैमिलीज के साथ और they just want to have fun. They spend a lot of time, effort. They need some pleasure of watching the game. So can we talk about how disappointed a listener maybe, or maybe a viewer would feel?
I think they realize that there are certain things that they can control, like the players always keep talking about it. जो controllables है उसको अच्छा करो, जो नहीं कर सकते, don't worry too much about it. बारिश को कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता except you can carry an umbrella and protect yourself. And when that happens, you find a way in which to keep yourself warm. There will be endless cups of tea or coffee that you go and get from the canteen or from one of those stalls outside. You will always find England, khas karke, you will always find some former player who's come down and you can have conversations with them. So there is something or the other that they can keep themselves occupied with. And like I said, there's a beautiful cricket bookstore just outside the ground, and there is so much history in a ground that people, और इंग्लैंड में हमारे जैसा नहीं कि आप एक स्टैंड का टिकट लिए तो उसी स्टैंड पे उसी स्टैंड के चाय काउंटर पे जा सकते हैं. Here you can go around the whole ground and you have the opportunity of interacting with different kinds of people.
Wow, it's very interesting.
And if you're an India fan, you will obviously find plenty of people from your own home state. And there will be something or the other to talk about and have fun.
Absolutely. So in conversation with G. Rajaraman, senior sports journalist, also with us right here in AIR studios is Jaya Sharma, former international cricketer. Jaya, it's important to learn that when rain stops play, uncertainty is your best friend in life.
Of course. I mean, any situation, uncertainty is always there.